Hey, welcome back to another video, and today let's talk about the big one, Forza Horizon 6, which is a topic we've talked about many times on this channel, but with lots of stuff happening in Forza Horizon 5 right now, and as the year is progressing, it's a great time to talk about it again. And let's start with the newest thing that's happening in Forza, which is PlayStation players coming to the game, or getting access to the game finally. Which in itself isn't necessarily the news, but if we look back at Forza Horizon 4 and what happened near the end of the life cycle of that game, not only did we get backstage passes around the exact same time we've gotten them in Horizon 5 in correspondence to the life cycle, but around the same time, the game was actually taken off a Microsoft exclusive download and brought over to Steam, which is sort of a way of expanding the player base. So if we look back to what's happening right now, the game is moving away from a PC and Xbox only game, and it's now being added onto the final platform. Well, not the final, I guess it could technically still go to Switch, but it's being added to PlayStation right around the same time this happened in Horizon 4, maybe a little bit later. Now, if we remember back in 2021 at E3, this is when Horizon 5 was announced, and then it was later released in November of the same year. So it was about half a year from when it was announced to when the game actually made its way to us. However, E3 is no longer here. We don't really know, well, I'm sure somebody knows why E3 doesn't continue, but we don't have it anymore, is all you need to know. However, I did a bit of research at what game event is still happening in June, and it's a big one. It's one I'm sure many of you have actually heard of, and I didn't realize it happened so early into the summer, but it's a Summer Game Fest, and it's happening June 6th of this year. Now, I think this is going to be quite a large event, because probably not just Horizon 5 is going to be announced at this, but probably something about GTA 6 will be leaked or teased, and just hopefully it doesn't overshadow Forza Horizon 6, because they have unfortunately waited such a long amount of time to release their game that now there's bigger and better things that are going to be conflicting with it. This, as a whole, will be a bad year for Forza to release their game. Last year would have been the best possible case, however, obviously they weren't ready, which I don't really know how. They used to pop one of these out every single year. All they ever change is the map, but they weren't ready, which is fine. They weren't ready. But now they've waited, and they have to release it this year. If Forza Horizon 6 doesn't release this year, it will be a forgotten about game in the year to come. No one will still be playing Forza Horizon 5. However, with all that being put aside, I think there is a 90% chance or likelihood that Forza Horizon 6 is getting announced in June of this year. I don't know why they wouldn't follow the same path they have followed with all their other releases. Even though we don't have E3, it's still a big enough stage to release the game. News will get out there. Are we going to be able to play Horizon 6 early? Not a chance, pal. I don't think Forza likes me very much, but at the very least, we'll be able to play it. But anyways, assuming the launch on PlayStation doesn't completely sabotage the game and make it completely unplayable, which, if you've been around since Horizon 4, you know that that's exactly what the Steam launch of the game did, and that was not even nearly as taxing and big as this was. So hopefully, just hopefully, they figured it out, but you weren't even able to play in the same convoy as your friends for like 3 months after Steam launched. However, let's talk about what we know about Horizon 6, or maybe not 100%, but it's the going around rumor that it will be set in Germany. And guess what else is happening in Germany of June 6th this year? I don't know. I genuinely don't know, because Summer Game Fest is happening in Los Angeles. That would have been a crazy coincidence, though. But anyways, I don't think we're too excited about a Germany map. It doesn't really make sense. We've kind of already been there, done that. I know Great Britain and Germany are so far apart, not really, but they look similar enough. And I get it, it would be cool to have an Autobahn or super long straight highway. That would be cool, but not as cool as some other places. Don't get me wrong, I'm so incredibly excited to not have the map be the current one, like where half of it is just desert. This was definitely the most boring Forza. But what I'm hoping is maybe they can make the map a little smaller with this new Horizon 6. But hear me out, just a little bit smaller, but make use of the whole map. Because how much wasted space do we have in Horizon 5 filled with rocks you can't drive over, or just random arid desert that nobody uses, that's taking up memory from the game? It was kind of just filler space for them to say we have our biggest map ever. We don't want that. We would rather like 2 decently sized cities like Great Britain. The city was so fun to drive around in. Probably the single best part of that game aside from Fortune Island. And the Mexico City, it's just like small, and the corners are very tight, the streets are very narrow. It's not fun to drive around in, and it's kind of the only one we have in the game. Everything else is just open road, maybe a bit of jungle. So although I'm not excited about Germany, I think it definitely opens up potential for more city driving, which at the very least is the only thing we want as Forza Horizon players. And I have also toyed with the idea that there's a chance that they're completely retiring Forza Motorsport, and since they've taken so long this time, that there's a possibility of combining the two. I don't really know how that would look because I don't play a lot of motorsport, but people have seemed to like the idea when I've mentioned it. So if that's something you would like to see Forza do, comment that down below. And if you have heard any other news, whatever it is about Forza Horizon 6, comment it down below, because I'm very curious. I've only heard the Germany rumor. I don't really know what else is out there. And then just comment what you're looking forward to most in Forza Horizon 6. But that is our video today. Hopefully that brings you some hope for the game. I don't want Forza to be forgotten, which I know it's releasing on PlayStation, which is good for the health of the game at the very least. Hopefully. However, Horizon 6 would be huge, massive, especially if it released on every single console at the same time. Just keep it off Game Pass, you know? Like, release it to Game Pass in, like, year 3 to bring more players back. But, like, don't put it on Game Pass right away. I don't know. That's my hot take on it. We'll see you boys in the next video. I'm out. Peace!